Hi guys, welcome to today's podcast, and we gonna talk about health. And health is a big topic. I can't cover it in all its complexity and depth, but I'll give you two directions that could help you in your healing journey. And I'm here giving you all this information today, not because I'm just I read it somewhere, I don't know, downloaded it from Instagram or somewhere else. No, because I lived through it. I have a living experience. Everything I talk in my podcast is through living experience in my avatar, not somewhere else, not that I received some information from somewhere. It's through my experience, but I get the information so that I could chew it up in pieces and present you so it's easy to understand, because it's really difficult for people to find health help, to find information that makes sense. There's a lot of conflicting information. Health is like a Disneyland right now. That's how health looks like, and people do different things, strange things, to try to find the answer and to help them. And I've been in that myself, where you feel very helpless and kind of blind in health. Even though I had a medical degree, I went through, I worked as a nurse in intensive care unit, intensive care. I understand. I thought that I understood how body works. But mostly I was exposed to what? Pharmaceuticals and surgeries and tools. And then when I became sick and depressed with cancer, somehow I did not want the same treatment for me. So that brought me into a journey of discovering what's beyond that's known. And beyond that's what's known is we call the system or matrix. And so with that, now there's a lot of alternative medicine, alternative things and tools that are not recognized by the system, but more and more becoming part of the healing journey, including hallucinogens, combo, which is the toxins and detox and electrical stimulation and the tools, and something that I use right now, it's a Russian technology and I love it, called Oberon quantum scan. And the way it works is scans your body, your frequency levels. So every organ, we have a specific frequency, just like a radio station. The magnetic beds, we have all kinds of things out here now. Technologies are developing, evolving, and more, somehow it becomes part of our nature. But yet it's still not in the system. So we have a lot of information about health. Every single person will tell you how you should eat, how you should wipe your ass, how you like, literally all the instruction. Every single person that's in the medical field have some kind of their form of way of healing and suggestion and giving you information and kind of authority in that. And what in reality, something helped one person is not necessarily is gonna help the other. And in my practice, I have witnessed that. I've noticed that. Even things like benign things like liver detox that I do. It's a base. It's a base for many physical practices for me, but it doesn't work for others as well as it does for me. So how can I say that this is the truth? How can anybody else say that's the truth? But it's my truth through my experience. And what all these practices, and I've done energy healing and cosmoenergetica and some whatever. What I've gone through so many things, and drugs and rock and roll and sex and tantra and yoga and meditation. I've done it all. I've been everywhere. And yet every experience hasn't got me to 100% health. I cannot say with certainty that one practice is all that worked. But through this process, and the process starts from the physical reality, right? Because what drives us on, or what puts us on the healing journey is pain. Pain is a trigger, is the biggest motivating factor to pay attention to my body, correct? And to act. So you will make phone calls, go find some doctor, hear what you want to hear, what you're ready to hear, and you start in basic. You start from your physical level, and that is the journey. That's the progression. You cannot jump into quantum physics and heal yourself with a sound if you only believe and only can understand reality that much. So you need to start with supplements, with liver detox, with something else, maybe chemotherapy because you're scared and that's all you believe and that's all you hear and that's all you understand for oncology. And that's all right. That is all right. That is your healing journey. That is your unique path, and it has to unravel slowly. And when I have clients, all my life it put me on the health journey from the beginning of my life, because I've always had painful menstruation cycles that nobody could solve it other than hormones and hormone pills and what else, and pain pills to shut it up. But it never did. It never healed. Never went away. It got worse. I got oncology from that. I had depression. I had severe malnutrition. I could not eat. My avatar, my physical body was dying. And I didn't understand why my husband at the time, American guy, could eat a hamburger and have a 10-pack of beer and Coca-Cola and then French fries and be okay. And I just look at the hamburger, it would send me to emergency room. I couldn't understand. I thought there was something wrong with me. And this is how you all start. That is something wrong with you. But the truth is, there is nothing wrong with you. And that is what I understood. Only now, through all these processes, all these experiences, I understood that nothing was wrong with me. I did not fit into the system. Okay? And that is, it's like the biggest revelation for you, for me right now, and that's what really, really, really put me into more authenticity and acceptance of me in this system. So the truth is, there is nothing wrong with you. And the disease starts to form that when you trying to fit into the system. So for this, you need to understand that there is you, which is it's a consciousness, it's algorithm, it's mathematical algorithm that you can take any form. And in this matrix, in this simulation, it's computer generated simulation, you are inside an avatar, a human body that can speak, can see, can hear, can move arms, it has hair, it has some form, it's a form. It's a costume that you inside, and since you were little, you learn how to operate it, how to talk, how to see, how to hear, how to walk. What can it do? It needs to eat. There are some automatic functions, and there are some things that you need to do in order to activate, to interact, and to animate that. And the way it's animated, it's through energy. And so, what I understood from all the clients, all the patients that I had in the hospital, in right now through my private practice, that every single one that comes through me is because they resonate who I am. They have similar frequencies, but yet they're different. They're not bots. The bots are the one are in the system. They can cut things off, and they can eat hamburgers, and they can eat whatever they want, and then and then they die eventually because it's like that. But they don't experience necessarily the suffering, the pain, the discomfort like me. And there I understood I'm not the only one. I understood that there are other beings like that go through different pain and suffering and some misunderstanding and trying to fit inside this avatar, inside this reality. And that's what hurts, because we're trying to fit into a reality that's very simple. I understood that, and the more I understood that I am different, And the more I accepted that, and the more I allowed that to be, which is not a simple thing, I tell you, which is even worse sometimes it's easier just to blend in and fit in and to be like everybody else, but the pain and suffering reminds you that you are not, and you start to exit. You want to exit this avatar. You want to be outside of avatar. And that is why people drink, do drugs, escape, travel, do some sports, extreme sports. I've been in there. I did extreme kayaking. I climb Everest. I've gone on the edge just to feel that speed that I came, that the way I operated. It's too slow in this reality. Everything is so slow and so flat and just the form. It doesn't. There was a fight. There was an internal struggle and fight for me to be in this form, in this reality I couldn't understand. Nobody could tell me. Nobody could explain. And then little by little, through pain and suffering, I came to this moment right now so that I can explain to you and understand what it truly means to be healed and how you heal. And but so back to the basics. So you are a consciousness. It's a program. It's algorithm. Very highly sophisticated algorithm with memory system, with ability to take form with that consciousness, with that programs. And you have multi-directional experience. You have experience beyond the time and space, in different realities, in different matrix, in different civilization, in different simulations. You have a vast experience. You've been in different avatars. You've had this. You have these experiences, and now you are inside a different avatar on Earth, on this Earth, the way we call it Earth, but it's a simulator, it's a game. And you kind of don't have memory about all that, but you do. You have codes. And eventually, they're so strong. In Matrix, the first few years of your life in Matrix, they made sure that you forget these codes, that you fit into this Matrix, so that for the reason, so that is easy to manipulate, to use you for energy, for your energy, because you can produce a lot of energy. And they've told you this already many times in movies. Please, it's not a secret. And so there are players in this matrix who understand how it's created, and they play kind of outside of the rules. But you are, from the beginning of your life, you operated by codes of your genetics, your DNA of this avatar. It's coded. And then you have a code of your DNA code, specific algorithms. You can override them. They're very strong algorithms. They're programs to be a good girl, to divide things into bad and good, to only do this, and to be obedient, to be in religion, Jesus, Mary, all this on the now spirituality. It's even worse, and it's all done so that you are fitted into this matrix, into this simulation somehow, and they're able to operate you, somehow plug you into this system so that you are not anomaly, so you're not fighting it. But so you have a code of your DNA, of your lineage, right? Your mom and dad, that they carry the same code. So that's the code of the avatar, biological, and that's how the cells replicate, the way, and they take the shape, the way they take the shape. So you have codes here on the biological, but you are consciousness outside of this physical body. It's just you take this costume. You are playing a game. It's a game. It's a play. Avatar. I love using the word avatar because physical body, we understand it. There is no separation. But when you speak the language of programming and sci-fi, which is the more true language, avatar, and you understand how the avatar works, watch the movie Avatar. They tell you exactly how it is. That's what your avatar physical body. And so it takes the shape due to the algorithm and codes of your DNA, of this mom and dad and like whatever. You have this code, and then it's you with your algorithm and your memory and your different codes of different realities that you've been different avatars and different planets. So I don't know, different things. You have memory codes, and they go inside and they collide inside your physical body, and there is a conflict, and you will start seeing that conflict eventually, because those codes are also strong, especially if you've been into some dimensions that can override the code of matrix of the earth. And so there is a constant conflict, and that's the origin of your health issues or problems. There is a conflict between this avatar and your own codes, because you start to wake up, especially when you wake up and you activate. So you have a code, your entrance code, your date of birth, your there's certain planets that influence you, certain energies, vibration, right? The zodiacs, Vedic astrology, all of these egregores. They, on top of that, they also affect the way your avatar shaped here in this reality. You have an entrance code, date of birth, time. It's time stamped. From that, it's unfolding, because here we have space and time in duality. Bam. You start to play this game. You have to figure this out. And you automatically start doing things because your parent, your mother, your father taught you to do this. Taught you how to clean the floor, how to organize your room, what the color of your room is gonna be. You have none of this is you. None of this is you, especially then you go to school and you go to other high institution, then your hormones kick in, and then you like fucked up for a few years because you've fallen in love and sex and rock and roll. But that's the time when your own codes start to kick in as well, and there is a rebellion. There is suddenly a rebellion, and your mother and father, look, how dare you say that back to me? How dare you to speak to me in that tone? But you need to speak in that tone because suddenly these codes start to activate. You start to like, excuse me, I don't want this food. I don't like it. You even see it in children. They feed you, they force feed you shit that you don't want. But it's a standard food according to books, according to society. Who came out? It's a standard of matrix. They want to standardize you so that you fit into this system. And that's why we have preferences. I don't want to eat at 12 o'clock. I want to eat when I'm hungry. I want to eat raw food. And the other person doesn't. So imagine me, a health specialist, I will tell other person the same thing as if my mom told me to eat what she wants me to eat. I rebel to that. And can you imagine if I tell my clients to do the same thing? So it's the health is the way, that's how it works. But the health, so this creates a conflict. Okay, that creates a conflict between codes. You have a conflict between two codes. This code, this you, original you, truthfully you, who is there, it has a different code, and it activates in your birthday. We call it a mission code. My mission kicked in, so it's your birthday together, kicked in at 35. That's my first awakening. My first awakening, I didn't know what was happening. I describe it in my book, Chasing Love, Journey of Awakening. From that point of view, when I was there, I couldn't explain what was happening, but it was happening. So now I understand. So your mission kicks in. And that's why a relationship fall apart. That's why the person that you live together, suddenly it's a different person and it speaks differently and it wants different things. And you don't understand, and there's a divorce and this, and then there's a lot of pain and discomfort. But your code, your mission code activates. Mine activated at 35, and I started to see the vision. I was blind from very early age, like 18, 20. I had a poor vision, nearsightedness, meaning that I had a gift, so it was against my a code of clear vision. I see things. Clear vision is not a supernatural, is my natural vision. But because of the vision of the avatar, the way I supposed to see things, it became a problem, and I had to do LASIK surgery, I remember, and always glasses and contacts. And now my eyes are going worse and better, and it's this expansion. But now I understand that at 35 I started to see things that don't exist in this matrix, and that was a conflict. And people will tell me, you're crazy, you cannot see, that doesn't exist. And I say, no, I see a dead person just walked into my bedroom, and that was the patient that just died 5 minutes ago. I did not know. And then when I called the ICU, they told me, yes, he did pass away 5 minutes ago. I describe all these things in the book because people thought I was crazy and I couldn't talk to anyone. Nobody safely. I did not feel I could be safe to speak about that, because in the matrix, that you crazy, that's not normal. So imagine conflict, it creates a conflict, and eventually you're gonna have an eruption. Eventually you're gonna have oncology. Eventually you're gonna have it's misbalance. It's the conflict between two codes. And the strongest codes is yours. If you are, now we have this word star seeds. Okay, we can use that word to understand, but it's just a category of souls, of consciousness that have multidimensional experience, and their codes are very strong, and they can override, essentially override the matrix codes or your DNA. That's how strong they are. That's why you have pathology. That's why. But pathology can give you clues. give you clues. They give you clues where your code is the strongest and where it's mismatched. Mine was, I had oncology on my cervix, in my cervix. I had oncology on my cervix. And painful menstrual problems to a point like I did MRI, I did CT scan, I did many ultrasounds and scans and alternative, nothing. You cannot see it, but pain was real. Pain was real. And I tried to suppress that. And it's now I feel this code. I understand that there is a dragon. Okay, I can freely speak about it. I don't care whether you want to hear me, whether you want to call me crazy. I don't care. I'm not in that level anymore. I'm outside of the system. That's the reason why I'm telling you this. And I have ability to speak. I have to go into space to see the reality and then come back to it and give you in the language that you can understand. So I have a dragon. What does it mean, a dragon? It's a code. It's a fiery code, very powerful. It has negative qualities based on the description that I would say, right? Negative because it's destructive. Negative because it's opposite to construction. It's destructing. It's destructive code. So it wants to distract. It wants to be free. It's a code with which I heal. I can heal other people, but you have to destroy programs. And that's the code I have now activated through my words. So when you hear me, it's a specific frequency that it will hit your program, and you will write me a comments, very degrading comments, which to me, they don't work on me, but I know it hit you in the right place. So when I receive negative comments, or when I receive I know it hit your painful place, a program that holds you, and that is my fire, this active dragon, whatever you want to call it. It's a program that it install through the words, through my speech, and I destroy that vibration, and people heal. I heal it because I know how it works. And so that code, can you imagine? It was so strong. It's so strong. It's energetically, it's like 220 to go through your body, but I was holding it down. So that code, I was trying to suppress it with pain pills, with something else, with not understanding, with yoga, with like trying to not feel it. But all I needed was to let that code be free. And suddenly, the energy flowing. Suddenly, I don't have pain anymore. And I tried so many things on my body. I was experimented with Cosmoenergetica and pain pills and detoxes and yoga and meditation, some energy, whatever it does. It helps a little bit, but it didn't solve it completely. It didn't solve it until I let that code run freely through my body and accepted that I'm not crazy. It's part of me. That's me. That code is now not fighting with my DNA. That's me, my truth, my code, my dragon. You feel it in my voice. You feel it. You feel that energy. I'm translating the energy to you, whoever is going to hear it in me. So that's the conflict. So when you see a pathology. For example, you have Hashimoto. How many souls I receive with Hashimoto? And you know why? Because they were all attracted to me because I had to solve that problem for me. I had to, because I couldn't speak. Just a few months ago, I could not speak. It was blocked. It was blocked. That energy was blocked here, even though I didn't have thyroid issue as a pathology, but I know always since early age, I always had some kind of thyroid symptoms. I couldn't regulate my body temperature. I couldn't speak, period. I couldn't speak. I couldn't tell the truth. I couldn't explain that I just saw the patient that died. Like, please explain to me what happened. I couldn't speak to the doctors. When I had my intuition about something, about that this patient is gonna die, I couldn't speak. I couldn't. It's like this block. When I watched some really touchy movies, I cried and I felt this block just growing here, and it's like, it's so painful, because it, again, this truth, this information, I tried to suppress. I felt like society will not understand me. I want to be as everybody else. I don't want to speak my truth. I want to speak somebody else's truth. So I never allowed that code to express. And now it's expressing itself. I'm writing a book. That's your artistic ability. That's to say the world who the fuck you are. And through speech, it's a code. You know how this reality exists? It's through the word. Word is a code. One word. And you have to speak it. And that's how creation happens. In the Bible, remember? There's a writing. First, there was Word. And the Word was with God. And the Word was God. Just, it's hard to understand, but it's a programming language. If you use a programming language, is a code. Word is a code. So one word is a code. You can program yourself. I can reprogram yourself through my speech. I can uncode you. I can uncode myself. I can uncode you. That's how powerful words. But I suppressed that. For many years, I had demons coming, and in my dreams, they were all the same guy that I created. That was my subconscious. That was my power. That I denied, that I said, no, this is bad, demonic things, anger is bad, no. And it was hurting me all that in my dreams, was like literally like holding me by the neck, because that's me, I created this demon, because that's the program, that's subconscious energy that couldn't be released. And so it's created in the form of something that I can understand, and something I can be scared and do something about it. But when I started to speak, it doesn't exist. It doesn't matter. I speak with power. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of my darkness, of my ability to really fuck your consciousness. To the point where you kind of like, for a minute, you will be sober. That's the power. And I can destroy, I can hack into your system through my word. That's my power. That's my code. The code that I worked in different matrices and different planets, whatever you want to call it. They said experience. That's my strength. I can destroy. But I destroy consciously. I don't just destroy just for the fact to destroy it. No, to destroy illusion, to destroy the truth, the conflict. Do you understand? The system wants you not to be in conflict. They want you to sleep and just be there. No conflict. Don't go into war. Don't go into conflict. But you need to fight inside to get your code, your original code, your truthfulness, things that you really want to say but you never say, things that you really want to take a form but you never allow yourself because you already submitted to the code of matrix. And this is really difficult for me to work with clients who are in their age, like after 70. It's really hard. It's really hard. It's really hard to break that because you already like magically coded, and you in the system. It's really hard to wake up, because when you wake up, it's another pain that you have to withstand, and then you have to work with it. There's conscious work, which is really hard and takes a lot of resources, and you don't have them. So that's why the earlier you wake up and the earlier you get to your mission, that's why I want to work with people that are coming, their mission are picking up, their mission will kick in, that code will kick in, and I want to be there for them. I want to be there for them to that they can override the code of matrix and come to that freedom and operate with their code, with their technology, and show the true form. Because we are here, and you just starting to see the reality that we are different species. We are different species. In my dreams, I see my true form. It's a warrior. I am a warrior, I'm a leader. And I have memories on mountains. I lived in mountains. Whether it's in this simulation and another, but I understand what the mountains means. I do good in mountains. I love mountains. And mountains in this physical reality, I climbed many mountains, high peaks. I came to Annapurna and Everest and Kilimanjaro and other I loved that process. I did good. That's my nature. So whatever the call is, there is nothing random. Those are your codes that are waking up. That's how I wanted to feel more me, real. It's activated some codes within me. And in my dreams, I remember civilization of white adobe homes on top of the mountains with a little snow, but there is no growth, there are no trees, nothing. It's just mountain terrain and homes. And these homes, we don't really have them here on this planet. But I have the code. I can remember how to build them. And with someone else that activate, maybe from the same civilization, we build that. That's how we have different. That's how we build adobe homes. That's how we build these castles. And these are the forms that we all bring. We are the star seeds, or whatever you want to call them. We have different codes. We have different experiences, and these codes are very strong. And eventually, they start to break through, and that's how. Because in you. There is a conflict, and you can't fit into this avatar and this conflict, and there is a pathology. That's why you have oncology. That's why your white blood cells are going through their shit. That's why you have autoimmune disorders. That's why you have migraines. Migraines is because you have huge informational electrical waterfall that literally go through your nervous system, and but you block it. And can you imagine when you block electricity, when there is a resistance, what happens? There's sparks flying, no? Sparks fucking flying. That's what your brain is trying to allow, that energy to go through your brain, but you block it, you're resisting because it's your DNA. You're trying to be normal, trying to hold this kind of together. You're not allowing it, it's resisting, and you have migraines. Hello? It's so simple. It's very simple. It's very simple, guys. And I struggled to have this language until I went through this and I understood why in the system this medicine works for one and then doesn't. How come for me antibiotics, I was so sick from antibiotics in the system. I didn't want to do chemotherapy yet, just like there is information in me. I was like, no. But I scared my parents because for them it would work. For them, that's what I need. But for me, with my codes, I couldn't. Even when I speak right now, I use fuck words. I use even in Russian, and these moral people. I use it specifically to kill their programs. It goes after their moral programs because they still divide this world into black and white, and they don't have their power. That's why they're scared. Even gurus and people, they don't recognize me, but through word, just one message, I can hack into the system, and that program starts to work. And I know that. I feel it. I know exactly what it does. But it's up to that person to continue to receive. They may block it, they may go back to being asleep, they resist it, and they will resist it, and they will have their own journey. They'll have their own journey. They go back to sleeping, and it will have issues while they're asleep. They wake up, they start listening to me, they have also pain and discomfort. But I am here on this side. I'm here, I can walk you. But you have to hear me, and you have to start that process. I'm on this side. I'm not on the other side, not in matrix. I don't work in matrix. We have system in matrix. So let me then explain to you how I work and how at all health works. So there are two ways. There is nothing else. 2 ways. You either in the system, you submit to the codes of your DNA, your algorithm of the system, and there are algorithms of the system. I know I worked in that system for 13 years. People, please understand me. I've seen inside how it works, where we get produce, who works, the marketing, what we provide you. There has nothing to do with health. It's to maximum extract energy from you and to make profit. That is all you there. If it works on you and you feel like, oh, you know, it helps me, chemotherapy helped me and saved me, amazing, amazing. And that works. I'm happy. Okay, I'm happy. I'm happy you're there. I'm happy that worked for you, and you happy and you seem to do all right. You're in the system. You're in the system. You either asleep or you are bought, and that's okay. That we exist. That's the system makes robots. System makes robots. But I'm here for the second version. The version where you seem to fight that system. You can't seem to find the answer, and you go from doctor to doctor, and you're very confused, and you try many things, and you still not healthy, and you start to question. That's where I am. That's what I'm gonna offer you, the red pill. The red pill. More awakening towards your codes, to activate your codes, your original codes, and become who you are. Not to be afraid to show. So stop that conflict. You're gonna go through a process, a pain. Yes, it's gonna be very uncomfortable when you gonna open up that channel, that ability to allow that energy to go through you're gonna go through hell as well. But once you do that, that's it. You don't need any more pills. And so in the system, when you're in the system, the whole idea is to put you to sleep. If you feel the pain, we have drugs so you don't feel the pain. Outside of the system, you have to feel the pain. Pain is information, is where your code, your original code, is fighting against the system. So there is an information. You have to sit with the pain and listen to the pain. Literally, allow that to work through your body. How do you feel? How do you feel that in your body? What comes up? Don't escape. In the system, everything is done to escape. Even spirituality is done to escape. There is escape. Before they had alcohol, cigarettes, but now it's not enough because the codes are stronger and stronger. We have a lot of star seeds, and the matrix is like, oh my god, fuck, we need different drugs. They don't work anymore. They wake up. They wake through all this. They're strong, so we need something stronger. And what they come up with is the alternative spirituality and the spiritual. And then they give you ketamine journeys and ayahuasca and mushrooms and all this. And it's like, and you go in there and you outside of your avatar. But you need to be inside your avatar. You need to be inside, because that's death. When you outside, when you're too far of your avatar, you escape. It's escape. You're not an avatar. You're not gonna activate your code. Do you understand what I'm talking about? This is how the matrix works. So, but if you're in there and you feel, oh, that's amazing, it works for me. I had a client, 25 years of ayahuasca, 25 fucking years, and got a breast cancer. Hello. Okay, now what? So starseed, not awakened, not activating her code, not listening. I cannot force. I used to hold people's hands and kind of, I can't do that. I don't have that energy. I'm gonna put my energy inside me so that I activate more codes and they work different way. Self-love. I only work with people that are ready, that I understood they already went through shit, and there is some kind of activation of their consciousness. And I work with these people because it's easier. I'm there for them. especially for the ones that are feeling and they already understand the system. They don't want to be in a system. Do you know how amazing it is to when you activate just your own code? Just your own code. When I activated my own dinosaur, whatever it's there, it's a code, it's a fiery code. When I started to feel that, it's amazing. I'm like, just with one breath, I destroyed something. The freedom it gives you to be yourself, to have your code it's fantastic, and all your pathology just goes away. Your pathologies will just go away. When I speak, I allow myself to be myself. Do I need supplements? Do I? My body, truthfully, there is no fight, and I train it to eat what it needs. And that's the diet. We all from different civilization, different codes. I cannot give you the code of diet that works for me. You shouldn't be listening to dietitians and nutritionists because it's a system. It's a system. You have your own code. And for this, you need to allow that code to unpack inside your avatar and not be in conflict. But that's a process. But that's only through that. But you started to notice through your life, just some kind of consciousness, even human design. Look at that. There is a lot of information. You already know that when you eat this, you don't feel good. When you eat gluten, my whole body inflames. I don't eat gluten. However, I eat bread. But bread with coconut oil, somehow, with a small quantity is okay. I eat pizza, someone else, with different things on topics, I don't feel good. Why? I don't know. It's a mystery. But I noticed that, and this is what I do. When I go to a different climate, there's a different diet. Automatically. I don't need to listen to people to tell me how to take care of my avatar. That's your basic level. Level 1. You need to learn how to take care of your avatar. And we're all different systems. I even see people with different skin, like this beautiful, if Amelia gonna hear me, allow me to speak, it's beautiful crystal white skin. It's absolutely divine, definitely from a different species. I don't have this code. I have dark skin and warrior. She's, and we all different. And I'm like, look at all my clients. They all different. They all from different civilizations, different species. Can I tell them where they're from? No, because I don't have this database, but they can. If I help them to unload their code inside their avatar, they will be able to tell me, and maybe they be able to use a different system and to tell us something else. And this is how we all here came with so much knowledge. It's unbelievable. In my dreams, my codes were coming online, my own codes in my dreams, but I understood them as a sci-fi or some horror things or like something that I was trying to get away or chase. In my dreams, my codes were unloading, but in reality I couldn't, and I was fighting, and I couldn't sleep for a long time because there was so powerful energy was going through me. And when you start to unpack your codes, when your codes become activated, And it's so hard. It's so hard to resist that because it's power. And the way you feel it, and I will describe it to you, and you're gonna call it depression, but that's not depression. That is your code when that code is activated. That's not depression. You experience in this avatar, you experience these codes as something negative and something heavy and something dark or something foreign, something that you don't want to accept. The feeling of time slows down, you don't feel good, it's a reality that you don't want to, but that's your code is activated in that moment. And all you need, you don't need, everything is okay, you okay, you all right. It's not, it's, that is not norm, is not, nothing is wrong. You don't need to fix that. Do you understand? You need just to allow that code to unfold and tell you, and to kind of incorporate that inside your body and your reality and be part of it, not to reject that. It's your code, and allow that code to work freely and see what that code is. For example, I had big ears, you know, it's like, and I always bothered me. I'm like, why did, you know, because I could hear. I have clear audience. I could hear things. And that at 35, I could hear frequencies of people, other people's thoughts on the street. It happened to me when I was in San Francisco. I would pick up a radio station and I'm like, how is it possible that I pick up a radio station? So my ears, they don't fit this avatar, right? There's like small ears. People with big feet, people tell me they were born with big feet. Or now we have a new generation, a new species with Down syndrome. It's not Down syndrome, so they have a different codes, they have a different system, and so they look a little different, and it's hard for us to understand because for example, I have very empathetic system, but this empathetic system is also I don't have it interferes with clairvoyance, directly telecommunication, telepathic communication. So I filter it through my body, and that kind of slows down. For them, they don't have this empathetic system, so nothing blocks, and they just directly can telepathically communicate. So it will be a different way when they are all together. They will communicate telepathically, and you won't be able to understand them. That's why normal schools, they're not going to work. And so there will be a guide, there will be a person that went through that and activate and understand them, or they will help themselves. And they will activate their own codes more freely, faster. Their mission will kick in, their main program will kick in earlier, maybe at the age of 12, I don't know, 10, 8. They're very, it's advanced civilization. So, and they will have, their form, you even see their face, their form different. Their DNA, they're not going to fight the DNA. But you as a parent, if you have that child, you're going to fight it. You're going to try to mold it back into the system, but you can't. The same thing was done to me with my mother, for example, right? I'm from a different experience. I don't know, a series, whatever you call it, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I have multi-dimensional codes. I have very strong codes. And they just now, I freely can activate and work with them and understand and unpack you through that, unpack you into the health, in the health, especially health. This is how I'm going to be working. where before was all and I still don't, I still don't understand fully until these codes fully unpack themselves, but I know it's through the word. That's why I'm gonna speak, and recoding you, rebranding you, because you're all magically coded. So yeah, liver detoxes, for example. I used to put a lot of efforts on liver detoxes. Is it important? Yeah, but it's not. It's not gonna like the people that I will be attracting is you guys who are where when you hear me and you feel resonance. That's why you're also from different experiences, maybe from the same planetary experience, and you're gonna come for me for that help to help you into this matrix to activate your codes. Liver detox, yeah, okay, but I understand that's just maybe entrance things. So people asking me about supplements. Okay, let's talk about supplements. Supplements is another system. It's a system. Supplements only work with your willpower, and the willpower because the closest to for your physical body, for your avatar, the closest is herbs, but they don't have powers. They don't really have powers because it's in the system, it's in the matrix. Understand? So they're limited to what they can do. You have a code, you have original code, and you need to integrate that into the avatar, and it's very strong. And how that code comes to life is through pain and through subconscious. So things that you suppressed, all your dark energy, that you said this is bad, eventually it will make a crack. Eventually it has to come up to the surface and show you your demonic abilities, your material things, your destruction, and you need to know how to, and through that you activate your codes. Only through that, not through some rainbows and stuff. It doesn't work. I believe me, I went through this, okay? I'm here to tell you that. If you don't believe and you don't want to hear, it's fine with me. I don't really pressure anyone to anything. Experience that, and then when you experience, and then maybe in 10 years you will hear me. That's cool. That's two ways of healing. And so supplements, it's back in the system. It's very systematized. So in the system you have health algorithm. The way it works, right? You have some kind of pathology. What they will do is try to suppress it because your code is coming up. They're like panicking. We need to suppress. Give them something to numb, to suppress your immune system, which is your code. Your code is that program of safety. So they activate. That's why immunosuppressants. They give you immunosuppressant, but you don't heal with immunosuppressants. They give you pain pills to suppress pain, right? Pain is there, but he doesn't. That code doesn't come to her. She doesn't feel it. But that's the information in the code of pain. Do you understand? What else do? They will cut something off. Where the pathology, they will cut something off. They will block. And then the process continues, and that's why when you fell. I have a client right now, right? If Anna is listening to me, you fell on your hip. You fell on your hip because you were going through a difficult time, a divorce, and there's a lot of energy that was fighting. I was fighting against that, and that energy kind of brings you in. You fall on the hip. What happens with that in the system. You go into hospital, they will do x-ray, they will do CT scan, MRI. They will tell you, okay, there is a bruise, there is a tear. What will they do first? They give you painkillers, right? Painkillers, they will numb something, they will do surgical intervention. If not, they will give you, of course, antibiotics, of course. And what else? So the infection doesn't come. And they give you steroids. Steroids, my dear, this is like the killer of your avatar. Steroids, it destroys the tissue. It doesn't heal. And then 4 years later, when you come back and you're like, I still have pain, it's chronic now. What would they give you? They give you stronger pain pills, they give you more steroids, they do another surgery. That's the algorithm until you die. You're never gonna feel better. And you have to understand that, and you have to see it and critically think. But they make it so that you believe that you are healing. In fact, you are not. So anything to take you away from the code, from the truth, from to numb you, to give you an illusion, to sell you to anything to keep you in this system. That's the blue pill. That's how the algorithm works. And I've seen it. People coming surgery after surgery, and they they hooked up on narcotics, and they lose their job, their relationships. They can't function. They don't have energy, and they die. That's the exit in the system. That's the health algorithm in the system. You don't get better. Never. Don't believe that. It's a disaster. Even though you might, oh my God, chemotherapy, now I'm 3 years free of cancer. My darling, you are in such illusion. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. You need to go through. That's okay. It's your rhythm. Awakening is slow. You need to go slow, because when awakening happens fast. That's you. It's a waterfall of energy, and you can't hold it. So you need to expand it. With pain, you expand your avatar slowly, through difficulties, through challenges. You need to expand it through relationships, through situation, through crisis. Crises are very important. And don't try to save money for crisis. No, you're gonna have the crisis. It's gonna happen. You have to go to zero in order for your avatar to expand, to receive that code. When that code implants itself, it's really painful period. I'm telling you all of this because I lived through this, and I understand, and I can guide, and I can kind of gives you some kind of instruction. So outside of the system, it's not fighting the code, original code, and what that is, I don't know. You have to experience that. You have to allow that to go through your body, to unpack, and you can tell me. And we do sessions now. I do sessions. This is something new. I do sessions where we allow that code to flow into the system. But first, if you hear me and you have negative comment, that you are just on the very, very first step, you're not ready for this work, because that's going to be more powerful and more painful. Come to me when you're ready. When you listen to my podcast, you understand what I'm talking about. You kind of resonate, and you went through a lot of shit and hell and pain and suffering, and you feel you're in the loop, and something started to kick in. Your common sense kicks in, and you're like, okay, wait a minute. I don't know. I tried this. There's no truth. I tried this. That doesn't work. I'm confused. But I know And so that's, I need to finish this podcast because I think it's we already beyond the hour. So I hope I kind of gave you a direction of healing and health. You have two options: in the system, or wake up and go through and activate your code outside of the system, and not fighting, to be true to yourself and be alive with these codes and discover who you are underneath. What form do you have? I don't know, but that's exciting. That's a mystery. So everything that you have right now in your avatar, in your symptoms, your pathology, that's the codes that trying to unpack itself, and you resist. And that resistance is the symptoms that you feel right now, the pain. So when you work with me, we work with the body, with avatar. We don't fly away somewhere. We are inside the body. We feel the pain. I don't give you anything to fly away, to escape, nothing. You feel it. You feel the fucking pain. You with me, you guided, but you inside the body with me. It's scary to be in your body for the first time. When you in the body for the first time, it's scary. There are so many programs, there's so many emotions, there's so many traumas, there's so many things that you cannot even, you will be blocked. I will be blocked. Like, I feel the resistance right away when I just get in my first clients. I feel the resistance already, but with a little time, their program kind of like overrides that fear. And so that's where, that's how I work. And that's how I believe true healing works. But I am just simply discovering, and I'm telling you my truth. My truth not necessarily is your truth, but I want you to discover your truth and your way of healing. And I'm just simply saying that if that resonates to you, and you feel that is something that is there, come. You don't feel, you're not ready, don't come. Stay in the system. Go someone else that you feel resonate, because you also have to go through steps. You can jump. And but that's it. Red pill awakening, or blue pill back into the system. So it's outside of the system or inside the system. Do you know how the problem only can be solved outside of the system? Okay, my dear, it was whoever is going to be listening later, write me comments, ask questions. Some real person went through hell and back, and to give you this some kind of understanding, bigger picture about health. Bye.